with magician Anthony DeMasi. Hello.
Hi, Kate.
Hi, how are you going?
Very good, thanks.
Good. So, yes, you are a magician. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is, what you do? You work with children, adults, everything.
Tell you a little bit about what I do.
About you,
I am a magical entertainer. So even though I do class myself as a magician, I like to just do lots of different things in my shows.
Yep.
And magic is one of those things. At the moment, it's a very big mix. So I'm doing shows for children, adults, community events, festivals, private parties, cocktail parties, you name it. Yeah.
You name it, you've done it.
All ages, from 0 to 99, even hopefully more than that.
Beautiful. And how did you start? How did you find this as your career path?
I started into magic. I got into magic when I was 18 years of age. And I'm not going to do the old joke about being 23. I've been doing magic for 21 years.
Wow.
Performing magic and learning along the way. Yeah. And it's been a really amazing journey for me to discover the art of magic and just to put that into my performance. Yeah. So, I started when I was 18. Before that, I had an interest in circus art, circus performance, and I learnt how to juggle and unicycle when I was about 8 years of age. Then I did acrobatics, and then I initially started doing that in my performance. And then I was very fortunate to meet a very amazing man in the magic world and also in the performing arts world, agent world, Andrew Gill, and he gave me my very first opportunity to perform.
Wow, there you go. So you were always interested in performing, and then it just sort of...
And then I got the magic bug and just basically just wanted to learn everything about magic.
I love it. And did you start with card tricks and all
I started with a thing called a Svengali deck, and I used that in absolutely every show. Yeah. It's a really amazing deck where you get someone to pick a card, and then you know what their card is, and then you flick through the whole pack and they all turn into that card. So for example, they all become the Nine of Hearts, And I thought it was the best thing in the world.
That is the best thing in the world. Yeah. And I've realised that I've forgotten to introduce our other visitor this evening.
Yes.
We have Brian, is that right? So
that's right, yes sir.
So Brian's hanging out.
Little Brian, he's a real rabbit. A lot of people ask me if is he real? Yes, he is real.
He is real, and he's really soft.
He is.
Oh, Brian, and very well behaved. So rabbit in the hat, I like it. And so what challenges have you faced essentially creating a career around what you love to do?
I think I don't really feel that I've had challenges. More, I think, possibly sacrifices to be in the art and to be able to perform, to become a working performer and to be in the business. I think the sacrifices would be not being able to commit to like personal commitments. So like going off to friends' birthdays and all that kind of thing. You're working most weekends. It has a lot of effect on relationships and on basically your own personal life. So you're sacrificing a lot of your own time and your own personal enjoyment and development to put yourself out there to make people happy and to be at people's events.
Because it has been, so 21 years have been doing this, and it's been full-time for most of that, right? So you haven't really had to do that.
I think for the first 5 years, 6 years, I studied architecture.
Wow.
So I would finish my studies and then I would pretty much go home, quickly get dressed and go off to do a gig.
Amazing.
And it was really lucky because I had really supportive lecturers that would allow me to have my phone available so that if I had received a call, I could take the gig. Yeah. If it was, being new in the business, it was a lot of last-minute calls. Okay. So, the pro magician couldn't make it, so I would be, yes, I can be there tonight, and I would quickly go home and get changed and then try and work out how I was going to finish my project or assignment that was due the next day. But that's pretty much what I did for the first 5 or 6 years, and then when I finished my degree, I went straight into magic.
Amazing. And when you would get those calls of, hey, can you be available last minute, were you ever nervous in those early days? You went, I just need to say yes and get out there?
It was just like my heart would race. I'd get so excited. I was like, yes, I'll be there. I didn't even think about what it was or who it was for or what I had to do. Yeah. I just wanted the gig. So I would say yes to everything. Yeah. And, for the first 15 years, I practically do everything. If it was being dressed up as Peter Pan, and walking in tights throughout, the arts centre forecourt doing magic. and hoping that my friends wouldn't walk past. It could be anything. I would say yes to every gig, every opportunity, and it was that. I think that was a really good learning curve for me because I'd have to work out how to basically do it.
Did you find you were self-teaching yourself a lot of these things, or did you have mentors along the way? Or?
I would say about 80% of what I did was self-taught.
Wow.
But that said, I would also say that a majority of what I did was by watching my peers and just watching people that I admired and just looking at how they did things and then trying to replicate that and asking a lot of people for advice. So I was always asking questions and saying, "Oh, do you know where did you find that prop, or where did you learn to do that?" So I was always asking questions.
And 21 years on, how do you keep it fresh for yourself? Is it always working on new tricks?
Well, about 5 years ago, I opened up a magic school. It's called the Magic School of Confidence.
The Magic School of Confidence. I like that.
Yeah, and being a teacher of magic, it means that I'm teaching all ages, but particularly young magicians. And there's nothing more satisfying than just seeing young people with that real fire in their belly, that they just love magic, they're so passionate about it. Often when you've been in the business for a long time, it becomes work.
Yes.
And when you just see the magic in their eyes, they just have to show you the latest thing that they've discovered, or this video on YouTube, or a magician that they've seen on Facebook that's done something really incredible. So I'll look at that, and that keeps me really motivated and keeps me with a really good eye on the industry.
Keeps the magic alive.
And absolutely. And also just seeing them with the excitement of how much they love magic, it makes me remember what it was like when I first started learning magic. And so that motivates me as well and just makes me say, hey, I need to start coming up with new things. The other thing that I do is I always try to buy books, magic books. I have a very big magic collection with old books and new books. And I go to conferences and conventions. I now, with my school, host magicians, so we have magicians from around the world come to the school to teach. The list goes on. I just continuously indulge in the art. I'm always trying to find, just to learn, I guess, just to watch what others are doing.
So how do you deal with coming against creative blocks? Do you face creative blocks when you go through? Do you ever put together a show and go, I don't know what the heck I'm doing here right now, or what am I putting in here that's fresh? Yeah,
okay. I've just come up with something recently. I faced a challenge recently. I was putting on a show for the Magic Festival, and I came to realise that I'm so much better a director of magic and performance than I am at performing. So that's interesting.
A realization.
Yeah, I'm seem to be really good at giving another performer or an artist advice or direction, but when it comes to directing myself, I struggle. And so what I was very lucky to do was contact a couple of my really good friends. So I had Daniel Oldacre and Rani Hazar, and they both came to my school and just sat down with me and did what you would expect, almost like a brainstorm. What are the tricks that you want to perform? What's the theme? What's the storyline? What kind of music would you use? And it was just sort of being able to voice that without just being on my own. So I think that asking your fellow colleagues, friends, people that you really admire and people that you look up to in the industry, and begging them and asking them for help and saying, will you please come and spend some time with me and have a look at what I'm doing. That made such a big impact for me in terms of my moving on.
And so would you say that's really important for you, building that kind of network and that community? A lot of the people I know that we work in these circles with, they're not all magicians, they all are performers, they're all in this sort of industry. Do you find that that's important to build yourself? Almost like my friendship blanket, like of all these creatives.
It's the most important thing that you can do, and you should do, and you need to do. Being a teacher of magic now, I'm seeing so many young magicians come into the school, and I often think about, like, where did I get all my opportunities from? All of the opportunities that I've had as an artist have come from friends.
Yeah.
It's only a small portion of my opportunities that I look back on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's when I did that show, and oh, that's when I got that festival, and that's when I was, invited to do that presentation on TV or this interview.
Yeah.
All of the things have come from the people that you've surrounded yourself with, and that have been close to you in your journey of your performance art. And I think that it's a very important thing that it has to sort of have a almost like a 360. It goes, if you're just one-sided and you just expect to take from your fellow friends or fellow artists, it doesn't work. No. It's a very much like a very special dance of friendship. Yeah. And I think that's one of the things that I've discovered. Your friends really and truly are the people that make your career.
And if you were to go back to the beginning and give yourself advice right when you were starting out,
yes.
what would you tell yourself?
Oh, that's the reason I've been holding this. Okay.
Stop it. Okay. Yep.
So this is one of my cards from my magic school. It says, "I love magic," and on the back it has my details.
Yes.
And often I meet people, and I meet them at shows, I meet them at events, and they will say, "Oh, you're amazing, I'd love to work with you," or I might say to them, "Your work was incredible.
Yeah.
Please, will you send me do you have a business card?" And they'll say, "Oh, I don't have a card." I'll say, "Will you please send me your details?"
Yeah.
And they don't send you anything. They don't send you any correspondence. They won't send you an email. They won't send you a text. And often that one opportunity, that interaction could have made an incredible opportunity for them.
Yeah.
I might have seen their show and thought, I should give your card to my friend who's a director, or my friend that is an agent that's looking for your type of work.
Yes.
And often, I'm not sure if it comes down to laziness or if they just can't be bothered, or they might think, why is this person being so nice to me? But often they don't take the card, they don't send you their details, and then they wonder, as an artist, why am I not getting work? Why am I not getting opportunities?
Yeah.
And I think that happens about 60%, 70% of the time. And that was something that I used to do.
Wow.
And, people would give you a card and you would say, "Oh, I'll email them later," or I'll call them in a couple of days' time. And then you get busy and you don't act on that. Yeah. And it's incredible the difference it makes now when I meet someone and I say, "Oh, would you please send me your details?" And they do. And, 6 months down the track, someone says, "I'm looking for an opera singer for an event." And I say, "Call my friend."
Yeah.
And, so many opportunities are lost that way.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that, I wish that I had acted on a little earlier.
Yes.
I don't think I did it for too long, but it's something that's really important.
And so just to wrap up, tell us a little bit about anything that's happening at your school at the moment. Do you run it as terms, or it's just you can join whenever? So
I run private classes at the Magic School.
Yes.
So if you'd like to learn to add magic to your performance, any act, any artist, I can help you with that. If you're just intrigued by magic, say I just want to learn a card trick or anything. I also teach young magicians, all ages. And
I love it. Well, we'll put all the links down somewhere here below for your school and your site. So if people would like to engage you as a magician or just see a little bit more about what you do, get in touch. Say hi to Brian. You can send Brian a message.
He replies back to all the emails.
He does that one with "I love magic." Well, thank you so much for coming and chatting with me. It was awesome.
Absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks.